Okay, hello everyone for the Apter Chat. Bill Apter again, and due to some technical difficulties, our next guest is not video available, but he is cell phone available. Here's my cell phone, and we're putting it up to the speaker. Good old JR, Jim Ross, welcome to the Apter Chat.
Thanks, Bill. Good to be with you.
And the theme today, of course, is remembering Mae Young, and a fellow, a lady, Okie.
Yeah, a fellow Oklahoman, without a doubt. Certainly one of a kind, and will be greatly missed. Really a wonderful, wonderful woman. Wonderful athlete, and credit to the business, without question.
When was the first time you ever met her, Jim?
I don't think I met Mae until if I recall correctly, I may have met her around 74, but it was a passing thing. I didn't really meet her to sit down and talk to her and get to know her real well until in the late 90s, when she came in and did some spots on Monday Night Raw. And that's when we really, got to chat about Oklahoma and Leroy McGurk and the old days and her growing up in the suburb of Tulsa called Sand Springs. So I think I met her in a passing way back in the territory days, around 74. But I think that I know that I really got to know her when she came to do those Raws back in the late 90s.
Yeah. So what when you got to know her, how would you describe her? If somebody said, "Oh, Mae Young, what was she like?"
Well, there's a lot of ways to describe Mae. She certainly was. The first thing I would say is she absolutely, totally loved the wrestling business,
yeah,
in all forms, because she saw it change from the 30s, through, recently. So she's seen so many changes and evolutions in the business as it's morphed and keeps reinventing itself year after year. I can tell you at the end of the day, she loved the wrestling business, period. No strings attached, no ifs, ands, or buts, without any reservations. She loved the business as a whole and loved her life in it. So that's how I would describe Mae quite easily. And it's her athleticism. People don't realize what a great athlete she was. She was played on the boys' football team in the high school until the Board of Education took her off the team because girls shouldn't play with the boys in that regard.
Yeah.
And Title IX was just wasn't even a thought. So she was on a national championship softball team. Great softball player. Women's softball now is very popular, and she was a great softball player.
Right.
She won the shoot fight with Gladys Gillum. I think she was 15 or 16 years old, down at the Tulsa Coliseum in Tulsa.
Who was this, Jim?
Her coach took Mae and one of her coaches took her to the Tulsa Arena, which is no longer in existence, on the day of a Mildred Burke Gladys Gillum match on the card.
Okay.
And she went there to challenge Mildred Burke in the afternoon. And Billy Wolf didn't allow that to happen because he didn't want Mildred to lose or to see her hurt in a winning effort. So he put Gladys Gillum with Mae. Gladys was a hardened, tough, legitimately tough veteran, and Mae was a teenager and still in high school. And Mae beat her up pretty bad in a matter of minutes, and that's what impressed Billy Wolf. And then soon, right after Mae got out of high school, she was signed with Billy Wolf and started wrestling. So she was way ahead of her time, and she was doing the shoot fighting long before Ronda Rousey of the UFC, as we know it. So she was quite the athlete all the way around, and just loved telling stories and regaling the stories of her career. And it's just too bad that someone wasn't able to sit down with her and get the definitive book on how women's wrestling evolved from the 30s until the present.
What was two more quick questions, Jim? What you were calling so much of everything that went on for so many years at WWE. What was the favorite moment that you saw of Mae Young in her WWE days?
Well, as for a laugh, the favorite moment was when she gave birth to a hand.
Yeah, Mark.
It made Jerry Briscoe gag.
Yes.
I think that might have been the highlight of the whole bit. It was a comedy bit, skit, and she was excellent in her role, and everybody got a laugh on the inside because it made Briscoe ill.
Yes.
I think probably the most amazing moment was when she was powerbombed through a table on the stage.
Yes, I do remember that.
By Bubba Dudley, and I thought that was absolutely unfathomable. She was 76 years old when that occurred.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I wrote a blog about Mae on my website, and I could have written all day. There's just story after story about Mae that you could tell that at 76, go off the stage and go through a table from a 300-pound big strong guy is something that a lot of the male athletes would not have embraced.
Absolutely.
But I remember this vividly, that when the show was over, every time she did something, no matter what the physicality was or wherever, she was always smiling. She was always happy to have experienced whatever it was that she was asked to do. She just loved being a part of the business and loved the opportunity that she got to reinvent herself in WWE.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Jerry Briscoe at end of our interview. If they told Jim Ross that you're the person that's going to be responsible for what they're writing on her gravestone, what would that be?
Oh, wow. I had to go succinct. A pioneering legend.
Okay. All right. Jim Ross, thank you. And tell everybody, in case they've been on another planet, where they can read all your incredible blogs and also get all your barbecue products and everything else.
Well, the products are available at www.shop.com online. Great, easy online shopping, www.shop.com. There's a page there of all the offers and all the things that they're marketing on our behalf. My website is jrsvarbq.com, jrsvarbq.com, and I'm on Twitter at jrsvbq.
Okay. Jim Ross, we want to thank you so much for your memories of Mae Young, and we look forward, of course, to tracking everything you're doing. You're one of the legendary figures in pro wrestling who's around forever, and we just love everything you do.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Jim Ross, good old JR with Bill Apter. Thank you, and rest in peace, Mae Young.